This is Monica Kerber, and you're listening to part one of my science essay, Mamma Mia, Vegan is a Dirty Word. Last week, my pregnant sister-in-law posted a seemingly innocuous status update on the popular social networking site Facebook. "Looking forward to eating vegan again once I have my baby," she enthused. Her dietary update wasn't meant to be controversial or provocative. Instead, she simply was commenting that she fully intends to return to consuming vegan foods after little Evangeline Sage appears on planet Earth. The firestorm of comments that emerged in response to her update suggests, however, that eating vegan is both provocative and unpopular. One commenter gently cautioned her against veganism while breastfeeding, claiming that the baby would miss out on vital nutrients and proteins that only meat provides. Another, less articulate reply informed my sister-in-law that she was, quote, an idiot for jeopardizing her health and the health of her baby for the sake of some self-indulgent quest to avoid animal protein. Surprised and frustrated by the negative comments appearing on her Facebook page, my sister-in-law eventually deleted the post, but not before one friend recommended she, quote, talk to a healthcare professional before doing anything so drastic, end quote. But why all the fuss over whether or not my health-conscious sister-in-law consumes beef on a regular basis? It seems the general American public does not take kindly to terms like baby and vegan in the same sentence. 3 years ago, a story made headline news describing a vegan couple who starved their baby to death on an unhealthy diet of apple juice and soy milk. The Atlanta-based vegan parents asserted that they, quote, did not realize the baby, who was born at home, was in danger until minutes before he died, end quote. Their defense lawyers added support for the accused couple, claiming, quote, the first-time parents did the best they could while adhering to the lifestyle of vegans, who typically use no animal products, end quote. The press responded to the unfortunate news story with outrage. Nina Plank, author of Real Food, What to Eat and Why, wrote an editorial blasting veganism and pregnancy in the 2 weeks following initial reports of the baby's death. I was once a vegan, Plank argues, but well before I became pregnant, I concluded that a vegan pregnancy was irresponsible. You simply cannot nourish a robust baby merely on foods from plants. Plank continues her editorial with an apparently scientific discussion about the necessary vitamins and nutrients that all babies and toddlers need to survive, concluding that, quote, an adult who was well nourished in utero and in infancy may choose to get on by a vegan diet, but babies are built from protein, calcium, cholesterol, and fish oil. Children fed only plants will not get the precious things they need to live and grow, end quote. Her article's claims about the vegan diet are frank, yet often unfounded. She clearly asserts that a vegan diet is not adequate in the long run, failing to credit the growing international community of vegans who live contentedly and healthfully, thank you very much, on a plant-based diet. Most troubling about Planck's assertions, apart from her overgeneralization of the vegan lifestyle, is the nutritional misinformation contained in her account of expectant or breastfeeding mothers. She cites no references to support her claims, offering opinion-centered advice in the form of sound medical practice. Practicing physician John A. McDougall is well known among nutritionists and vegans alike for advocating a low-fat vegetarian diet. He sent the New York Times a response to Planck's article that specifically takes on her use of science and nutrition. Referencing numerous studies published in peer-reviewed medical journals, McDougall assures readers that, quote, plants do contain all the essential amino acids in adequate quantities to meet human needs and even those of children, end quote. He adds that the scientific truth is protein, essential amino acid, mineral, and vitamin, except for B12, which is synthesized by bacteria and not by animals. But these deficiencies are never caused by a diet based on whole plant foods when calorie needs are met. The rest of McDougall's response contains a line-by-line correction of Planck's editorial as a means of addressing her, quote, distortion of nutritional science, end quote. While Planck's view of the vegan lifestyle might be commonly held, McDougall argues that in her piece for the New York Times, It actually perpetuates scientifically inaccurate information that leads the American public to erroneously assume, as they so often do, that plant-based diets are unhealthy, and particularly when children are involved. But is it really and truly unhealthy to live and eat as a vegan? For the average consumer, it might seem overwhelming at times when faced with the profusion of medical reports seeming to contradict not only themselves, but popular notions of health as well. After all, with the amount of food products and research now available to us, how in the world is it possible to know what is healthy without having a medical license or a degree in biology? In his article, Unhappy Meals, respected food journalist Michael Pollan highlights the confusion created when a curious public tries to make sense of current nutritional data. And so, like a large gray fog, a great conspiracy of confusion has gathered around the simplest questions of nutrition, much to the advantage of everybody involved, except perhaps the ostensibly beneficiary of all this nutritional expertise and advice, us and our health and happiness as eaters. Pollan's article, addressed in more detail at the conclusion of this essay, humorously reveals how food science and nutrition are often at odds with one another. As he points out, one does not have to look far to find book after book, or headline after headline, promoting the newest fad in food and dieting. It can be difficult to navigate basic nutrition information, much less understand enough to distinguish scientific fact from sensationalism, a la Planck's article on, quote, irresponsible veganism.